Okay, so today we're going to make pulled pork from this 8.5 pound pork shoulder picnic roast. I'm using Martha Stewart's recipe for the spice rub, and I'm going to be putting it in a slow cooker. She recommended an oven, but I'm running low on propane right now, so I'm going to do it in the slow cooker instead. Okay, so I applied the rub per her recipe, and I put it back in the fridge for 2 hours, and then I took it out, I browned it on all sides, and then I applied more of the seasoning on the top, and it's in my crock pot. I added a cup of water to this so that it will just, really steam and turn this very, very tender. So I'm about to turn it on, and they say to let it go for 8 to 10 hours. So I put it on high for the first hour just to get it going, actually about an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to turn it down to low for the rest of the time and let it cook good and slow. Okay, this is actually the next day because, and I lifted it once already, so I already had the water run down and all that. Sorry, I blew it. I should have done that on camera. Anyway, because it didn't finish until about 12 o'clock, middle of the night, because it cooked for 10 hours. So my son turned it off for me and unplugged it, and this is me coming back the next day to start breaking it up and packaging it. So this is just so tender. Of course, I couldn't get it out with my tongs and the spider. I ended up just washing my hands and grabbing it with that. And you can see how tender it is. The whole bottom part of the roast is down here. But the aroma is just so rich and wonderful. Oh, I'm really looking forward to this. Awesome. Okay, so got 2 forks to shred it with. Oh, here is peanut butter and eggs and the ingredients for peanut butter cookies. And there's some of the spices I used in the rub. Peanut butter cookie recipe. That's what's next. So I'm going to take this fat layer off the top, and I'm going to shred up this pork. Well, I've never done this before, so I thought it was going to be a pain in the tail, and that fat piece came off really easily, and I'm using the 2-fork method like I saw in the video, to separate the pork, and it is going so easily, and it smells so good, and I sneaked a taste, and it's delicious. I'll definitely be doing this again. Well, this is working out beautifully. I'm loving it. I'm sorry I can't show you on a tripod with me actually doing it right now, but you take one of the forks and pull out some of the meat, and with the other fork you pull it apart into little pieces, and it's very simple. It's very easy. The meat is really tender, and then I've been weighing it on my little scale back there and putting it into 10-ounce bags. I have 2 finished so far, so I'll show you where we get to when we're done. Okay, so just in case you didn't know, I'm at the shoulder bone. You can hear that. And I've gotten 3 10-ounce bags, and a half, and I'm breaking up some more. Okay, so I ended up with 5 10-ounce bags, which are all clearly labeled and dated, and that is the debris. Now, not all of this is terrible. That clump right there that is the fat flap. But once you pull that over, there's a little more meat underneath there. But it wasn't enough to make another bag worth. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean that up. This whole corner is all just grease, fat globules that I picked out of the meat as I was bagging it. But underneath this, I think there's probably some more in there, but not a considerable amount. So it was an 8.5 pound shoulder roast, and I netted 50 ounces of finished meat product that I can use. So I take that back. There was more than just a little bit of meat in there. Now all this in the foreground is the bones and the fat pad that was on there. But all of that is perfect torn up pulled pork that I'm going to make a 6th 10-ounce bag out of. Okay, so we ended up with 60 ounces, which is just under 4 pounds. And when I took the price of the roast and divided it by 4 pounds to see how much per pound I was paying for the totally prepared meat, it came out to $3.93 a pound. So I did some research online as to how much you pay for pulled pork if you go to a restaurant or a deli or something to get it, okay? And the average appears to be around $18 a pound. However, and obviously since I was paying under $4 a pound for the prepared meat, that's a good deal. So I will do it again, and it tasted good, and it was not too much effort. It broke down really easily. But I saw reports of restaurants charging $28 a pound and even $34 a pound for pulled pork in some of the things some of the places where I researched. Now, people say that you use about 1/3 of a pound for a pulled pork sandwich, for example. So each pound would give you 3 hefty, hearty sandwiches. So this is definitely worth doing. It's wonderful. It's so delicious. And I can definitely see if you were to mix this with some barbecue sauce or something, the meat or whatever kind of sauce you want to put it in to put on your sandwiches, it would just be scrumptious. So this is definitely a successful experiment, and I'm happy with the results, and I'll be doing this again. All right. I want to tell you thank you so much for being here. And in about a week and a half, I pick up my world map for this bald spot that's next to me on the wall, from the cow on down to my kitchen. It's a complete bare space. So I'm going to put a cork board up there, and I'm going to put my world map up there. And anybody that tells me where they're watching from in the comments, I will put a push pin in the location. And if you don't mind, I'll put a little tag with your name on it as well. And periodically I'll include it in one of my videos, to show how many are up there, and maybe you'll see your name on the wall of fame. That's absurd. But at any rate, as long as I can fit the names up there, I'll continue to do it. And I just think that would be awesome. I'd love that. So thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. That's always really encouraging, makes me feel good. And if you want to see more, do click the subscribe button. I load one full and one short video at least a week. Frequently it's 2 full videos because I'm for both, and I have a very hard time holding myself down to 3 minutes. So more likely it's going to be 2 videos. And if I'm feeling energetic or whatever, it could be more, but I'll commit to at least that much. So if you click the bell, you'll be notified of every time that I load something. And I've always had a big family, and all of my kids' friends always hung out at my house, and now it's just my son and I. So you all are my family now. All of my kids are grown, and they have families of their own, and I have 10 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild so far. And I also had foster kids along the way. So do let me know where you're from. Let me know what you're into. Let me know if you've ever done this, if you do this recipe. I wanted to tell you one thing. If you do this recipe, I did include a photograph of Martha Stewart's rub that she put on it, and I was following pretty much her recipe. I did not do it in the oven. I did it in a crock pot because I was kind of low on gas. I got my propane tank filled today, so not an issue from now on, but they only come out here once a week. So I wasn't sure that I had enough gas to run the oven for 10 hours straight. So I did it in the crock pot, but I was out of paprika. So I looked all over the place for anything that I could substitute, and I came across a jar of Cajun seasoning that was mostly paprika, and there were only 4 spices in it, other than salt and pepper, and all of them were in her rub recipe. So I used some of it, and I added the other things that weren't in it, so I did not follow her recipe exactly. I substituted that Cajun seasoning because I didn't have the paprika, so I thought I should let you know that. That's it. Other than that, I just really hope you have a blessed day, and thanks. Toodles.